welcome to part 2 of my 2015 favorites. This video is all about eye products, so if that is something that you love to see, stay tuned. Before we get started, I do want to mention my favorite primer. However, I don't want to show it on camera because I think in one of my tutorials some of you have seen that the product packaging just like flakes off. So it's not like the beautiful looking shadow primer that everybody else has in their collection. Most of my makeup, like for example, I'll just show something from a previous video. Most of my makeup looks really nice and cared for. It's very, you know, you can still read things and it's not dirty. I try to wipe things off when I use them, but that one just looks gross. I'm gonna put it up to the product packaging because I know that when I'm holding it, I'm not like yanking on it and trying to pull stuff off. But yeah, it's the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I had both the original and the one that I'm using now is Eden, which is like the matte beige yellow tone base. And both of them are very good. I'm definitely interested in trying more drugstore primers this year. And I think this year is a good year to do it because in the past, there weren't really a whole lot in the drugstore. I mean, there's Wet n Wild and Milani, but especially too with the Master line that Maybelline's coming out with, I'm really interested in trying as many more as I can. So, let's get started on my next one after going through that little thing. Okay, so my cream shadow favorite for the year is again by Maybelline. This is the color Tattoo, and I have 3 of these. I love all of them, but this is just the color that I used the most this year, and it is Inked in Pink. This is one of my favorites. I'll normally just put this all over my eye, and it's very flattering, very beautiful. I noticed too I have the NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil, and I think it's called Yogurt, and they're very similar colors. And I think that this one too, it might be a little more expensive than the NYX Jumbo pencil, but I feel like this one just lasts longer on my eyelids, and it applies a lot better for me. Plus, you don't have to worry about sharpening a pencil. So that's just my 2 cents on there, but this is definitely my favorite color. I also have Tough as Taupe and Pomegranate Punk. And probably this one is my favorite because it's the most pigmented and it's the most wearable. I mean, they're all pretty pigmented, but I don't really walk around with pomegranate eyes all the time. So next is my favorite brow product of the year, and I'm definitely more a pencil gal. Lately, the past week that I've been doing videos, I've been doing like brow pomades and kind of the gel or wax products that you would use it with a brush because I simply have the time to do so, but during the school year it's more like get out the door and run. So this product has been my favorite for helping me do that this year. It's the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Eye Pencil, and the color is Universal Taupe. And I really like that it has a spoolie on one end that you can see has probably gotten a lot of love. The other thing too is this teeny tiny deluxe sample comes with a lot of product. So, and a little goes a very long way with this. So I'll just show you quick. This is what the color looks like, and as you can see, it's not the darkest. I mean, my hair is pulling a little more brown lately. But it does the job. It's nice for a natural brow. If you want to go for a really dark Cara Delevingne brow, obviously you'd probably want a darker color of this if it comes in a darker color. But I also know that IT Cosmetics came out with a new super skinny brow pencil, which is available in tons of shades. So that's something I'm definitely interested in trying, especially since I like this one so much. So now on to my favorite palettes for this year. I have 2, and the reason why I did 2 is because one I kind of absolutely loved for the beginning of the year. Another one I got around my birthday, and then I used them both kind of interchangeably, simply for the fact that they kind of give different looks, and one of these I think is a little more travel friendly, but still like them. So the first one I mentioned in one of my earlier favorites videos. It's the Urban Decay Naked Basics. This is the first one, and these are the colors. It's essentially a totally matte palette except for this one in the corner, Venus, which has a bit more of a satiny finish. And I think this is nice for kind of an everyday wearable look. You have two great brow bone or all over shadows. This one is essentially your highlight. And then you have kind of an all over lid color or a transition color. Sometimes I use it as a transition. And then you have a more definer color, and then you have either a liner or a smoky dark color. It is a black, but I think that it's more of like a matte black that, I mean, I think it might be because some of Faint is kind of powdery and falling over into this color, but it's definitely turning into more of like a brownie black, if that makes sense. It totally makes sense to me, because once I had dyed my hair back to black and it was a blue black, it didn't look right. Just saying. But yeah, this is great. I think it's very travel friendly, very everyday wearable. I can see, however, it can be a little boring for some people because with these colors you can only do so many things. I mean, you have everything you need to make any color. You can make any basic color. You can make a smoky look. You can make a neutral smoky look, or you can just make a very like natural everyday look, kind of almost like this, but I didn't use this for that one today. So, and then the other thing too, of course, they came out with the second one because these shades I think are a little, I think they're cool tone. I mean, don't quote me on it, I'd have to look at it again. But these shades are not for everybody, so I totally understand. But I still like it. And the other thing that I mentioned in the original video when I mentioned that this was a favorite is that I can use this with any eyeshadow color and pretty much make a good look out of it. If there's some like crazy outlandish color and I want to make it wearable, usually I'll use this. Just because it has everything you need. The basic blending colors, the brow colors, the definition and smoking out colors. I just think it's perfect, especially too if you're brand new to makeup and you have some eyeshadow singles that you just never use. Add this to the mix and you'll get tons more use out of it. So, and the second one is my Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. This is amazing. And at first, when I heard about this, I was like, how can you have a palette that is naked and smoky? I thought that they were two contradictory things. Well, the point is you can have both. I mean, not necessarily all at the same time, but let me see how to do this. Haha. So the colors here, I'm sure as everyone has seen, are arranged by finish. These are more of like your sparkly, chunky, glittery finish. These ones here are your satiny finish. And then this last set of four are your matte. So some of my most loved colors, as you can see, are High and Dirty Sweet, Radar, and then again, down on this end, probably Whiskey, Combust, and 13. And the reason why is that you can get very neutral looks out of these 6 colors. So that would be kind of your naked end, where you can get the everyday look that's like your eyes, but better. And then here in the middle is the big depth of the smoky looks. And it's interesting too because one big reason why I included the Naked Basics in my favorites is because on this palette alone I couldn't do any matte dark looks, or I couldn't use this as a matte black because this Dirty Sweet is definitely more of a satin finish, so there is a bit of shimmer to it, and sometimes you want that matte black just for that definition or that contrast. But otherwise, these are really beautiful colors. I've used these colors quite a bit for a little bit more of a daytime smoky look. And as well too, the only big complaint that I have out of this palette is that it doesn't really have a good transition color like the Naked Basics does. So that's normally why I'll use the both of them together, because I don't have that transition shade. And then I can use these two definition shades. Sometimes if I'm doing a kind of daytime smoky look, I'll use this one as a transition shade. But I like having that a little bit darker than my own skin tone to kind of make everything melt together better. And as you can see here, these are essentially my skin tone or lighter. This is way darker. So there are some limitations to this palette, but overall, if I had to live on Earth without any other palette, this would do pretty good. I would probably still go out and buy a transition shade like what's in the Naked Basics, but when I look at all the other Naked palettes or all the other palettes out there from like Tarte and Too Faced, like I feel like this is a good range of daytime appropriate to nighttime. You can use this for most any circumstance. So that's why I really like it, simply because of the versatility. The packaging is also really nice too, the magnet to close shut. And that's really nice because one of my palettes from Coastal Scents, the clasp busted. So I don't think I'd have to worry about that with this. Ooh, I get long-winded on Urban Decay. So for eyeliners, I have one favorite for kind of everyday looks and one that I use if I'm going out or if I have a special occasion. The everyday liner that I have is the Jordana Easyliner for eyes. This is the color Lavish Brown. And I remember when I first got this liner, I asked my sister to go out to the store and buy me a liner because she was going to the Jordana display for something. I don't even remember what. And this is Cassidy, the one that I do videos with. And I said, I want a really dark brown, almost black color, because every time I try to use a brown liner, they're like this, like Hershey's chocolate brown, and it looks so unnatural on my eyes. And this one is just absolutely perfect. As you can see, it's not quite black. It is dark brown. It's matte. You can blend it out with other shadows and smoke it out a little bit, or you can have that really defined point and just define your eyes. So I love this color, and it's exactly what I was looking for, because sometimes during the day you don't entirely want that stark black to just kind of, you know, look very shocking. And especially too with any daytime look, this just, it looks a little better in my opinion. So I really like it. I will probably repurchase it, probably get other colors out of this line. I like the formula, and I like that it's retractable, it's easy to use. I don't have to worry about sharpening it in the morning when I'm kind of half awake. So my going out pencil or special occasion look pencil is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. This is the color Oil Slick. And the reason why I like this color is because it's a black with a little something extra. It's got some sparkles in there. I think they're mostly like silvery sparkles. But it's nice because, again, sometimes you don't want just a plain black. You want something a little different. The only gripe that I have about it is that sometimes it's a little difficult to sharpen, but other than that, I really like this. I feel like it's something that I really can't find anywhere else as of the moment. If you guys know of any good alternatives or dupes for this, let me know. But I think this is a very unique color in my stash. So for mascara, I have a couple that are going to be in my empties video, simply because you can't keep them forever. But these are a couple of my favorites. My drugstore favorite is the Voluminous Butterfly Midnight Black. And this one I simply like because the wand is very versatile and you can use it several different ways. Let me see if it's not a clumpy mess. Yeah, if you use it this way with the winged out ends, I feel like you get a lot of volume. If you use it with the short stubby brushes, I feel like you get a lot of length. It's very inexpensive, very deep black. I was just very happy with this mascara, and I would probably purchase it again. And then my favorite high-end mascara was the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant. And this one I got two of. One from, I bought the Sephora Lash Stash in 2014 and opened this in 2015. And then the birthday gift for this year was also another Makeup Forever, one of these mascaras plus a small size lipstick. And this one I was kind of surprised that I like, because the brush is kind of crazy. It looks like a crazy fat Christmas tree. I will admit I have poked my eye with this a few times, but still it gives a really gorgeous voluminous look. And it says on here it's got a dramatic impact and graphic precision. I don't know about the graphic precision, but I do think that my lashes looked a lot more dramatic and flared out with this. So I really liked it. It was a good mascara to try out, especially for the price. And the tail end, I don't know why I organized my products like this. There was no method to the madness. I just started grabbing products that I use all the time. So for single shadows, I have one favorite of eyeshadow singles, and this one I used a lot with the palettes that I listed for this year. And this is the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow, and this is in the color Truth. And you guys might recognize this from the Colourpop haul video with my sister. So it's just a nice neutral champagne-y color. This was my first shadow from Colourpop, and I also have a couple other products that I bought from them in that haul. And I saw that they came out with tons of new products that this past year when I was getting involved with school. I didn't even have time to try. So I'm definitely interested in giving those a shot. And especially, too, just the quality and the price. You really can't go wrong. I know my sister has a couple other shadows as well. And this one, the reason why I liked this one was, again, when you're going to school, you want to get up and go and just get ready as fast as you can. This one didn't really take a lot of fussing with. You just dip your finger in, apply it, and go. And it was just a very nice daytime wearable shade. I'd probably get other shades just to try out something a little different, but I do like these. My only complaint is that they're not really depotable because they have to be in this container so that they maintain their creamy consistency. And I'm kind of interested in putting a lot of my single shadows into Z palettes, but if I put them all into Z palettes, then I have more room for these. Get what I'm saying? Okay, so those were all of my eye favorites for the year. Again, if you didn't watch part 1 for the face videos, it's kind of foggy, snowy here today. So hopefully the lighting isn't that bad. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all in part 3.